I know, but it still has to be. It's the Gatorade contract.
Okay, welcome to the press conference for the Tennessee Lady Volunteers. I'm joined by head coach Kellie Harper and student athletes Jordan Horston and Rickea Jackson. Coach, if you could make an opening statement, and then we will take questions for the student athletes.
Yeah, obviously, congratulations to South Carolina. What they've been able to do this year has been extremely impressive. To go blemish-free through the regular season and tournaments, really tough to do. And they've had great consistency. Obviously, they're talented, so congrats to them first and foremost. Proud of our team and the fight that we had. You've got to play your best basketball game, I think, probably of the year to knock that team off. And while we did some good things, it may not have been our best game, but players kept fighting and really digging and trying to give ourselves a chance.
We'll take questions for the student athletes. Please raise your hand and we will bring a microphone to you. We'll start in the back on the right.
Jordan, how would you describe the fight that this team has?
Tenacious. That's our word. We never quit. We're going to have a long fight. I believe in this team no matter what. So I feel like we keep that effort, we keep that toughness, and chip down on the little things that we need to, fix. We're going to have a long ride. So I'm not worried.
Here on the left.
Rickea, what do you think this tournament run that you guys had does for you guys heading into the NCAAs?
It just builds our confidence. The things that we have to work on and continue to get better at. But also, for us to even make it this far just says a lot about our toughness and our mental toughness. This tournament is tough. Our bodies hurt. Our mentals are tired. But we still had a hard fought, and I feel like we were relentless.
Back.
There were spurts in the game where you guys were within single digits of them, but kind of maybe struggled to keep that pace. What was that difference in the stretch where they were able to go on and make those 10, 15, 17-point leads?
That's a good question. I probably can't tell you right now because I got to rewatch the game. But based off of what I think happened is just we'll make a mistake and they'll capitalize off of it. And we can't do that against the number one team. They're a great team, and they capitalize on every mistake that we make. So we chip down on that. We watch film. I can tell you a better answer, but as of right now, I'm going to ride with my team, and I feel like we got what it takes to beat them. We got what it takes to beat anybody.
In the back on the left.
How do you think it helps your team grow playing South Carolina twice this year?
Playing the number one team in the country and, coming within whiffs that we did, the point margin, I feel like it just, like I said before, it built our confidence, knowing that we can compete with them. They got length, they got size, and they're a really great team. They're very disciplined, and they capitalize, like Jordy said, off of our mistakes, and we just have to learn to continue to do that and capitalize more.
In the back.
To be able to have gotten to this stage, to have performed the way that you all did, what does that say about what you guys were able to do this season as far as, how tough it was in the beginning, but to find so much success here late?
We always knew that we had it in us. Everybody else didn't know that, but, we knew, and we still know. So, this fight ain't over. Like I said, I'm not holding my head on this loss. And that's the number one team in the country, and we was hanging with them. Once we clean up on what we need to clean up on, we could beat them, like I said. But, we happy being the underdogs. It's okay.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay, ladies, thank you. You can be dismissed back to the open locker room. We'll take questions now for Coach Harper. We'll go first. Pete.
Kellie, do you think after last night's kind of emotional win and comeback that maybe in the second half you guys maybe ran out of gas a little bit?
Yeah, we were definitely a little low in the tank. I thought we were probably a little low in the tank in part of the first half as well. You know, and that one thing we kept doing was kept asking our team just to keep fighting, keep digging in, and you could see it a little bit. Some of their shots, some of their getting up and down the floor was a little bit slower. But I think the mental and emotional fatigue is as heavy as the physical.
In the back.
Coach, the play that the team has had throughout the whole SEC tournament, what does it tell you about their potential for the NCAA tournament?
Well, I think we've had some really good basketball, and you know we've shown a lot of grit. I think you know we've come a long way, and I'm excited for the journey to continue to see what this team can do. I think they really believe in each other and believe in this basketball team.
You mentioned being a little low in the tank. I noticed maybe more so in the second half that there were quite a few scoring droughts that you all had that kind of prevented you all making a meaningful comeback. How do you kind of assess those spurts where there's 3, 4, 5 minutes where you weren't making any shots?
Yeah, that's obviously tough. We shoot the ball less than 20% there in that third quarter. You know, first off, they're not going to let you have easy shots. They're just not going to give you easy looks, so you're going to have to work, and it's going to be tough already. And probably just a little bit short. Didn't have the pop and didn't have the bounce. But you know, it's not an excuse. I don't mean that because obviously they're playing their third game in 3 days as well. So, but I know for us, I do think their defense, along with that, caused that drought.
Pete?
Kelly, what's the next week or so look for you guys? You going to give them some time off? Or?
Yeah, they definitely earned some time off. Their bodies need it. They need to recuperate. We're best when we are fresh-legged, as I'm sure most people are, but there's a big difference with us when we've got a little bit more bounce. And then we'll get back out there on the court and try to work on some things, maybe some wrinkles, clean up some things, shore up some things, and you know, give this team a lot of confidence going into the tournament.
What are you most proud of from this whole season, and specifically in the tournament when you look back at this team? Just what are you most proud of?
Well, I think how we've evolved as a team has been what we wanted to see. You know, we've always, from the beginning of the season, we had the talent, but I just wanted to see a little bit more grit and a little bit more toughness, and I think we've developed that. I think we have we're a little bit more physical than we were early on. You know, I think our understanding, we've said this quite a bit, our understanding of how we need to play has been good for our team's success.
On the right.
Gabrielle Lewis, the next. Can you talk about going into that fourth quarter? You know, what you told your team, what the mindset was going in to finish it out.
Yeah, obviously, you know, I think they were pretty gassed going into it. We just talked about trying to chip away, you know, at the lead. Let's find a score and a stop. You know, to hang in there. I thought they were battling on the boards, and I told them to keep hanging in there on the boards, keep battling. We gave up, obviously, a few too many there in that second half, but, you know, the try was there, the effort was there, and, you know, I think for us, just trying to recover from that poor shooting percentage was really tough.
Here on the left.
Kelly, you talked in your opening statement how difficult it is to go undefeated up to this point. You experienced that. How did you, if you recall, how did your undefeated season unfold? Did it kind of get easier as things went on? Did you feel any additional pressure as we got to this point of the season?
You know, I think looking back, there were some games that really defined our team when we went undefeated, and it was pushing through those tough games, getting the tough win. Those were the ones that set you up for an easier next game, right? You know, those were the those were the tests, and they're not. It's not always the last one. It's throughout the season because it is hard to go undefeated. That's an understatement. It's hard to go undefeated in your league. No one knows you better than your league. They know your strengths and your weaknesses better than anyone. And so again, what they've been able to do is it's pretty special. It really is. And I don't, obviously we're disappointed. We want to be the ones out there under the confetti, but congrats to them because it's been impressive.
In the back.
As you guys have this time to rest and recover before the tournament starts, is there any big focus that you want to hone in on? I know we've asked you that a million times this season, but specifically for the tournament, the focus in just the next week and a half.
We'll get together as a staff and kind of determine what areas we need to concentrate on, focus on. Obviously, at this point of the season, you're typically trying to work on a little bit of everything. Also, find some new things to keep it fun. Make sure they're enjoying this time as well. This should be a fun time right here.
In front.
Sorry if you already mentioned this, but could you speak to the fouls in the second half? I guess how you're feeling with your team, and then I know some things didn't go y'all's way with the calls.
Yeah, we kept battling. I thought a lot of our fouls came on the boards. We were just really trying to get in there, and we're outsized, but I thought we were trying to be physical and trying to get the right position. I think that's where some of ours came from. We weren't able to get to the free throw line like we've been able to do the last couple games, so I think that was a little bit frustrating on our part.
Here in the back.
Obviously, a lot of lessons learned this season that you've been able to get, especially against LSU, all that poise leading to that. But any new wrinkles that you discovered about this team and this game that you either hope to use in the NCAA or kind of work on leading up to it?
Yeah, I think every game we're trying to find something that can give us even a slight advantage, and we'll go back and kind of figure out what that is. Maybe some things we thought would be an advantage was actually not. So we'll look at some things. I think we're not going to overhaul who we are. We know who we are. And we've got to make sure that we play to our strengths, whatever that is. If that's a new wrinkle, if it's continuing to do what we've done, we've got to continue to play to our strengths.
Time for a couple more. We'll go here in front.
Earlier in the season, you said to me, I think at one point, we don't know what our identity is. And just now you said we know who we are. Can you describe who are y'all?
Yeah, I think we've been an aggressive team. We've been obviously a team that's found some toughness, found some grit. We were hanging in there for a long time. I was hoping we might out-rebound them today. But I think we've rebounded the ball at a better clip late than we did early this season. But I told our team, the thing that I feel like I can say, I think we got some toughness in us, and I'm proud to be able to say that. We learned that.
Take two more. Go first in the back.
If you could just recap your time here in Greenville and what you guys were able to do in the SEC tournament.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Obviously, it's it's tournament time. There's something that you got to love about it. How you just feel drained from day to day. It's just part of it. You love that, and you love to compete. Coaches stay up late trying to get a scouting report together. You're trying to make sure the team is recovered and rested. It's just part of tournament time, and that's what our sport is. Basketball is a tournament sport, and boy, you better love this time of year. We do. I do. I love the emotions. I love the competitiveness, and I love the opportunity that we gave ourselves today.
Last one in the back.
Is there anything new that you learned about your team throughout this week? I know you've mentioned their grit, their effort. Anything new, though?
Yeah, I feel like we've seen it coming. I was really pleased in how we were able to to get a couple wins and then come out and compete in the championship game. And you know, this group hasn't been on the floor on Sundays, and that was a loud crowd. It was a big environment. It was a big moment, and I didn't think the moment was too big for our team. And I think that was important.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you, guys.